So, for the first time in history, a $1,000 LEGO set is on the horizon. Let's get into it. So this $1,000 LEGO set will be for the LEGO Star Wars theme, and it will be the Death Star. So it does seem from the reports that this will be a Death Star 2, so the second variant of the Death Star, which really does pose some interesting questions about this set. We did actually get a microscale Death Star 2 set a few years ago as a gift for purchase, and I'm hoping that this version will look a lot better than that one. The last time we got a proper Death Star 2 LEGO set was actually about 20 years ago. It was released as a UCS set, and that thing on the aftermarket is going for crazy money. I'm talking about $2,000 to $4,000 sealed mint in box. So I wonder if this new set will actually deflate the price of that old one on the aftermarket, but time will tell. Now, the lack of certain information we know about this set leaves a lot of speculation out there. Is this going to be a set which comes with a handful of minifigures, or is it going to be a microscale set with nano figures? We've seen LEGO ramp up the production of microscale sets. Actually, Star Wars has its own microscale line now. We've seen the microscale Diagon Alley with all the nano figures come out. We've seen the big UCS Hogwarts Castle come with the nano figures. So is this going to be another microscale set with nano figures? Who knows? I think everyone's going to be shouting at the screen saying, absolutely not, this cannot be another set with nano figures, and I'm partially agreeing. I don't think this can be. If they want to ship the first $1,000 LEGO set, it has to be something completely out of this world. It has to come with 20, 30 minifigures like we saw in the big UCS Playscale version of the first Death Star. That version was all opened up and there was loads of minifigure scale rooms inside. The entire thing was just one big interior, so we could pose our minifigures all the way around that Death Star, and it just looked fantastic. We had about 25 minifigures in that set. That set released back in 2008 and became one of the best selling LEGO Star Wars sets ever. It was actually on shelves all the way up until 2014, so a 6-year lifespan, which is incredibly long for a LEGO Star Wars set. Then it was retired for 2 years, and then they brought it back in 2016 with brand new minifigures. And that set remained on shelves for a further 5 years, so in total, this one LEGO set in 2 different forms had a combined shelf life of 11 years. So it always seemed a bit odd to not have a big LEGO Death Star set on shelves, and it's been like that for the past few years now. And if you look at the aftermarket value of those 2 UCS Death Star sets, they have absolutely blown up. Considering the last version, the 2016 version, retired only 3 years ago, that's nearly doubled in price in the short span of 3 years. So the demand for a big UCS Death Star is incredibly high, so it doesn't surprise me at all that they're making this the first $1,000 LEGO set. Out of all the sets which had a realistic chance of hitting that $1,000 price point, it was going to be the Death Star. We had an $800 Millennium Falcon, we had an $800 AT-AT, the Star Destroyer and the Venator only really hit $600 or $700. So the Death Star in all its glory was realistically the only thing LEGO could make to really hit that $1,000 price point in the LEGO Star Wars category. For LEGO, it's really important that this set hits the ground running. The $800 Millennium Falcon, which came out in 2017, which is still on shelves by the way, is one of the biggest money makers for LEGO. And that's because it was perfect. It gave you loads of minifigures and the actual set itself was fantastic. So they need to do the same here. If they just give us a bigger version of that old UCS Death Star 2 set, which didn't come with any minifigures and didn't have any interior or anything like that, this set isn't going to be very popular, especially for that $1,000 price point. This set has to have interior and it has to have loads of minifigures. And you may think I'm asking for a lot here, but it's $1,000. It has to have interior and it has to have loads of minifigures. I don't think it will be that, even though it should. I think it will be like the 2018 UCS Hogwarts Castle set, where sure, we had loads of interior, so this will have removable panels that you can take off the Death Star, and inside you can see different nano figures depicting different scenes, and we'll basically have 4 to 6 minifigures on a stand in front of the Death Star. I don't think LEGO are going to intend you to put the minifigures inside of the Death Star itself. I don't think it will be like the playscale version of the UCS Death Star we saw a couple years ago, where you're meant to fill the Death Star with loads of minifigures, but hopefully I'm wrong, because that's what I want. A big reason as well why I don't think it will be like that is because LEGO have a Master Builder series range. In that range we've had Mos Eisley Cantina and we've had Cloud City. Both of those sets were basically what I was describing. It's a big playscale scene with loads of minifigures that you're meant to put in there to depict those different scenes. And the fact that it isn't a Master Builder series makes me think, it's probably not going to be like that. It's probably just going to be a big micro scale thing, but who knows? I also think if the UCS Death Star sets that we got in recent years were released today in the new LEGO adult focused mentality, they wouldn't be UCS sets nowadays. They would be Master Builder series sets. So the fact that this new Death Star is a UCS set, I've not got high hopes for loads of minifigures, unfortunately. Right, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you soon on the next video. Bye, guys.